Hello and welcome, everyone. I really want to say thank you for all of the kind messages that I'm getting and the encouragement. It really does make a difference for me making these videos and finding more resources and making new resources to help us all improve our Tibetan skills. And I see that our channel is now at 280 subscribers. Very exciting. Thank you so much. It's now been about 9 months along, so the gestation period, I guess, is ending, and it seems to be in fairly good shape. I remember reading a long time ago that it takes about 50 videos to get where you're going with a channel, and I think we have arrived. This is the 50th video, and it feels quite satisfying to be at this point. I again so much appreciate all of your help and your support through your messages and your kind words. And I'm really happy that it seems to be helpful to people. So also just note that we've added 3 more countries to the people viewing the site. So we are now at 22 countries. We just added Mexico, the United Kingdom, and Russia. So welcome. And so as you may have noticed, the resources have been growing. I've done some more reorganizing along the way. And I'm happy to reveal the publication of a vocabulary list that I've been working on for a few weeks now. And it's a sort of a learner's vocabulary based on the 1,000 most commonly used words in English. So, of course, it's not easy to do 1,000 words, but the 1,000 words beyond that, many of the words have many meanings, so it took a bit longer than I expected, but it's ready. I of course will continue to improve it as I find issues or typos or whatever, but I think it's ready for you to start enjoying and using as necessary. I used Open Dyslexic font, so I think it should be fairly good for readers. It should be very easy to read. And the organization is with terms and words that are the most useful for learners, in my experience and opinion. So that I'll just show you where it lives now. And I'll just note that we've updated the names of some of the playlists, and I've also just now done some more work on my homepage to show a little bit more detail about navigating and just to try to make things fit together better rather than in many pages. So at the top of the page here, you will see on the top right area here, I've got the home page. Then I've got the first 100 words that I posted a while back. Then this is the new vocabulary list in 3rd place. And then there's also a Pinterest board that has links to many of the books and resources that I've recommended elsewhere. So you can check that out at your leisure. And as usual, they are also duplicated on the About tab, as explained in my previous video about navigation here. So I'll just take us to the home page. So this is now no longer a Google Doc. It's evolved into a website. Learning Tibetan on your own. Now I've decided to sort of move away from the on your own just because it can also be used with a tutor. So we'll see if I keep that name or not. But for now, that's what it's called. So on the top page, I've got our map to all of the countries where people have been visiting. So welcome to everybody. Thank you so much again. And I've got a page about how to benefit from the lessons with some suggestions, where to start. And, do you need a teacher? The short answer is yes, ideally. And then some of the similar sections that were there before, and how to know when you're making progress. Next, we have the culture page. I've put some of the cultural links there and a list of customs, Tibetan customs that are useful to know about. And then dialogues, I've arranged all of the books as before in order from beginner to advanced, and I've separated out references to books and audio and articles and that sort of thing, indication of what lives where. So hopefully that's easier to navigate now. And then I made a small page for kids, just with the word list of 100 words and the link to the storybooks. And then finally, there's a lot of subpages here because I have a lot of resources that have to do with words and hunting for words, since that's a lot of what I work on as well as making dialogue. So on this first words page, I've also put links to these subpages, so you can go either way, from the page itself or from here. So if you're on a phone, it's easier just to click on the links. So again, here are the first 100 words in Tibetan, which you've seen. This is the new, right now it's just in PDF form. I will probably make a mobile friendly version as well. List of recommended dictionaries and some details about how I use them. The Buddhist vocabulary list, listening practice videos for when you need enrichment for your listening. And then the typing guide. So anything to do with words and writing is now housed at this page. So just before I let you go, I will have a look at this new document, which I've put on this page. So this is the 1,000 most often used words in English. So I think it should be relatively easy to sort out how I've organized things. I may do a bit of cleanup. I tended to put only honorifics in brackets. But anyway, have a look through it. It should be relatively clear. I will continue to do a bit more cleanup on it, but essentially it should be relatively useful to get a conversational, decent block of vocabulary that is usable right away. And I will continue to use these words for the next year or so as I'm making more dialogues. I suspect at least for another year, I will try to stick to these words and give you plenty of examples of dialogues that will be using these words. So that's it for this video. Thank you once again. Many good wishes for the holiday season, and I give you my best. Thank you so much.